Hello CraftDee family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So Crafty. For today's DIY project, we will be creating this rustic farmhouse style clock made with the $3 clock that was purchased from Walmart and everything else from the Dollar Tree. This project may look complicated, but it was very easy to do. Please see the list of supplies and tools used to make this in the description box below. I am very excited to share this tutorial with you, but before we start, I wanted to say hello and welcome back to my fantastic subscribers to my channel. If you're a new visitor to my channel today and love to create fun and easy DIY projects on a budget, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also click that notification bell so you will be the first to know when a new DIY tutorial is ready to share with you. So now, let's get ready to jump right into that tutorial. For this project, we will need one of these clocks from Walmart that was $3.88. We'll also need 2 packs of these plastic utensils from the toy section at the Dollar Tree, 1 pizza pan from the Dollar Tree, and some nautical rope. Now the first thing we want to do is to take our pizza pan and we want to clean it thoroughly with some alcohol to remove any residue. Then we're going to take a plastic utensils and remove them from the package as well, and we want to select 6 matching sets that you would like for your clock. And then we're going to go ahead and clean those as well. Now gather up the tray and the utensils and we're going to take them outside to paint. Now lay out your pieces, making sure they're adequately spaced out. Now for the pizza pan, we'll be using this Satin Bright White spray paint by Krylon. You want to apply 2 to 3 light coats a few minutes apart. Then for the utensils, we'll be using this Krylon Color Max spray paint in Satin Black. Now I will apply 2 coats to each side a few minutes apart as well. Now while those dry, we can start working on the clock. So we want to flip it over and remove the package by unscrewing these little knobs. Now don't throw these away because we'll be using these later. And the next thing we want to do is go ahead and remove the back of the clock. We'll do this by removing the 6 screws that hold it in place. Then we're just going to remove the clock from the frame and the glass. So here I am, I'm thinking about what I want to do with the face of the clock, and it looks too office style for me. So I'm going to search for a template to cover it. So I found this clip art in a Roman numeral face that I liked, and I printed it out on cardstock. I also edited it and I added a rooster, which I liked even better for this project. The link to both of these templates are in the description box below for your use. So now what you want to do is you want to cut that template out just slightly larger than the outline, and we're going to fit this over the existing numbers on the clock. Now I'm checking it out, great fit. So now we want to find the center, and I'm going to take the Sharpie and I'm going to make a dot in the center of the hand mechanism, then quickly place the template on top, transferring that dot. And then here, I'm just going to go ahead and go over that dot with a Sharpie to make it more visible. So we're going to need to punch a hole over that dot so the hand mechanism will fit through. So in order to access this dot, I'll need to make a cut in that face template, and I'll be using my X-Acto knife to make the cut. Now I'm going to cut from that center dot down to the bottom of the face template. And now I can access that center and punch that hole. Now here, I'm going to take the round end of that Sharpie and I'm going to rub it over that cut, and this kind of heals the cut to make it blend in. So now we're going to take our clock and cover up the hands so we can start to apply our adhesive. And then we're going to take our Mod Podge and we're going to apply a generous amount to the entire face of the clock. Then we're going to take our face template and we're going to work it under the hands and just wiggle it into place. And then once again, once it's in place, we're going to go ahead and rub the edges down, make sure it's good adhesion, and then we're going to take that Sharpie again and heal that seam. Now here you also want to make sure that the center of that template has cleared the hand mechanism and it's not interfering with the function of the clock. Once everything is placed, now you're ready to seal everything in by applying another coat of that Mod Podge over the face template and let it dry thoroughly. Now once everything is dry, we can go ahead and remove the tape from the hands. And then just go ahead and check to make sure that all the hands are moving freely. So now our pizza pan should be dry. We're going to go ahead and take our ruler and we're going to mark the center as a guide for placing our clock. Go ahead and place your clock on top, and then we just want to make sure that it's evenly spaced all the way around. Once we have the spacing figured out, I'm going to go ahead and take some pieces of painter's tape and mark it around in 4 places so I'll know where the center is. So now I'm going to take my clock and I want to transfer these hole markings to the tray. So in order to do this, I'm going to take some paint and dab it on those 2 screw mounting posts on the back of the clock. Then I'm going to place the clock down on the pan, being sure to center it on those tape markings I made. Now, that stamp wasn't as clear and accurate as I liked, so I went ahead and stamped the clock onto a piece of paper instead, and it was perfect. So I suggest doing it this way instead of on the pan. And I just cleaned those marks off the pan with alcohol and then worked with the paper stamp. Now, in order to punch the holes in the paper stamp, I had to trim it a bit so I can punch those holes. And then just lay that on the pizza pan. You want to center it on the taped marks you made, and then we want to mark those centers with a Sharpie. So now I'm going to go ahead and elevate my tray on a foam block or wood block, and I'm going to drill the 2 holes with a 3/16 bit. Now here I am, I'm checking to make sure the holes are lined up and it's perfect. And now we're going to remove our tape, and I did kind of peel off the paint right there, but I applied a few sprays of the spray paint and it fixed it. So once our little fix was dry, we're going to go ahead and add some distressing. Now I will be using this Pavement color acrylic paint, and I'll be using a chip brush to apply it. Now what we want to do is we want to dab that brush in the paint and tap out the paint for a mostly dry brush. And then start to apply the paint around the outer edge of the pan, and then follow up going around the inner edge of that pan. And once that's done, we can just go ahead and dry brush that color on the face of the pan to complete our distressed look. Now once that's dry, we can apply our clock. We want to go ahead and grab those screw knobs from the original packaging. And before we apply the clock, we'll go ahead and put our battery in. So now you can attach your clock to your pan. You just want to go ahead and align those holes. And then once aligned, just screw those knobs to secure the clock to the pan. It's that easy. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our painted utensils and we want to go ahead and pair them up. Now in order to mark the placement, I'm taking a marker and I'm placing a mark at each number. Then to apply, I'm going to take some E6000 and apply a generous amount to the handle and then follow up with a few dabs of hot glue for an instant hold onto the pan. And then you want to place it under the edge of the clock and align the end of the handle with that first edge of the pan and press it into place. Now you want to do the same style utensil and place it directly opposite on that clock. Then you just want to go ahead and repeat this all the way around the clock. And here they are, all applied. So now we want to cover that mounting ridge of the clock, and I'll be using this nautical rope. We want to go ahead and trim off the end, and then we want to start applying that rope using hot glue all the way around. Then you want to go ahead and repeat this for a second round. So now we're going to go ahead and flip it to the back and we're going to add a hanging wire to the back of the clock. So I will be using a piece of wire that I purchased from the hardware section of the Dollar Tree. Now I have folded it in half and twisted it together. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half again. Now once I form this V shape, I'm going to go ahead and trim the edges. And once the edges are trimmed, I'm going to take my pliers and coil up the end as shown here. This will kind of grab onto the glue once we apply it to the pan. And then we're just going to center it on the back of the pan, and we're going to apply a generous amount of that E6000 to the coil portion and the bottom part of that stem. Then you want to let this dry for at least 24 hours and you can enjoy your creation. And here is the completed project. I am so excited about how awesome this project turned out. I think that this clock would blend perfectly into anyone's rustic style farmhouse kitchen. I am really impressed on how a set of Dollar Tree toy utensils turned out, and it turned out so nice in this project. And I think that adding this rooster really adds that special farmhouse touch that completes the look. I have to admit, this project totally blew my mind, and to know that it can be created for about $8, now that is a DIY on a budget. Listen, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So CraftDee on Facebook for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Thank you so much for visiting and checking out my tutorial today. If you like videos like these and you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed by clicking that subscribe button below and turning on that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.